Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. Imagine a world where gaming content meets candy-colored fever dreams and outsider art collides with animation in the most unexpected ways. Today, we're diving into the fascinating universe of YouTube creator Steve Weathers, whose unique approach is redefining what gaming content can look like.
You know, what's really fascinating about Steve Weathers is how he's managed to carve out this completely unique space in the gaming content landscape.
It's like he's taken the traditional gaming video format and completely turned it on its head, right?
Exactly. And what's really interesting is how this fits into the broader evolution of gaming content. The gaming market is projected to hit $503 billion by 2025, and creators are becoming increasingly important in shaping how we experience games.
That's a massive number.
And within this huge market, we're seeing this fascinating trend where creators like Steve Weathers are bringing in elements of outsider art and alternative aesthetics.
Can you break down what you mean by outsider art in this context?
Well, traditionally, outsider art refers to work created outside mainstream cultural institutions. In the digital age, it's evolved to include creators who develop their own unique visual language, often mixing different styles and influences.
And Steve Weathers definitely fits that description with his candy-colored aesthetics.
Absolutely. He's part of this new wave of creators who are approaching gaming content more like digital artists than traditional streamers.
It's interesting how this ties into broader trends in indie game development too, right?
Yes, there's a really interesting parallel there. Indie developers are increasingly using distinctive visual styles to stand out, just like content creators.
I've noticed that trend. It's almost like there's this feedback loop between game developers and content creators.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how this approach is actually helping creators build stronger communities.
How so?
Well, according to recent trends data, creators with distinctive visual styles tend to build more engaged communities. It's about creating a recognizable brand identity.
That makes sense. It's like creating a visual language that your audience connects with.
Right. And in the case of Steve Weathers, his candy-colored aesthetic and animation style create this unique viewing experience that sets him apart.
It's almost like he's creating his own genre.
That's exactly it. And this ties into a broader trend we're seeing in digital content creation.
What trend is that?
The move towards what we might call artistic gaming content, where the presentation is just as important as the gameplay itself.
That's fascinating. How do you think this affects the viewer experience?
It creates a more immersive experience. Instead of just watching gameplay, viewers are entering a curated artistic space.
And this seems to be working well in terms of audience engagement?
Absolutely. The streaming industry data shows that unique visual styles can significantly boost viewer retention and community building.
That's really interesting. Let's talk about the animation aspect of his content.
This is where Steve Weathers really shines. He's combining elements of traditional animation with modern gaming content in a way that feels fresh and innovative.
It's almost like he's creating a new form of digital art, right?
Exactly. And this ties into what we're seeing in the broader indie game art scene, where developers are pushing boundaries with unique visual styles.
Can you elaborate on that connection?
Well, according to recent industry reports, indie games are increasingly using distinctive art styles to stand out in a crowded market, just like content creators.
That makes a lot of sense.
And what's particularly interesting is how this approach is influencing the broader gaming content ecosystem.
How so?
We're seeing more creators experimenting with visual styles and presentation, moving away from traditional gameplay formats.
It's like they're creating their own visual languages.
Exactly. And this is particularly important in today's digital landscape, where standing out is crucial.
Speaking of standing out, let's talk about the impact of this approach on audience engagement.
The data shows that creators with distinctive visual styles tend to have higher engagement rates and stronger community bonds.
That's fascinating.
And it's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating a unique viewing experience that keeps people coming back.
How do you think this trend will evolve?
Based on current trends, we're likely to see more creators pushing boundaries with unique visual styles and experimental formats.
It's exciting to think about where this might lead.
Absolutely. And creators like Steve Weathers are really at the forefront of this movement.
Let's talk about the technical aspects. How does he achieve this unique style?
It's a combination of animation techniques and digital art tools, creating this distinctive candy-colored aesthetic that's become his signature.
And this has really resonated with audiences?
Definitely. The streaming industry data shows that unique visual approaches like this can significantly boost viewer engagement.
That's really interesting.
And what's particularly fascinating is how this approach is influencing other creators in the space.
How so?
We're seeing more creators experimenting with unique visual styles and presentation formats, moving beyond traditional gaming content.
It's like he's helping to redefine what gaming content can be.
Exactly. And this is particularly important as the gaming content space becomes more competitive.
What do you think this means for the future of gaming content?
I think we'll see more creators pushing boundaries and developing their own unique visual languages.
That's exciting to think about.
And it's not just about aesthetics, it's about creating meaningful connections with audiences through visual storytelling.
So it's really about the whole package: content, presentation, and community.
Exactly. And creators like Steve Weathers are showing us what's possible when you push those boundaries.
Well, this has been a fascinating discussion about the evolution of gaming content and visual storytelling.
It really shows how the lines between gaming, art, and digital content are becoming increasingly blurred.
And with that, we've reached the end of today's episode of Copilot Podcasts. Remember, in a world of standard gaming content, sometimes it takes a candy-coloured revolution to stand out.